Welcome to the Women Conquer Business Show. I'm Jen McFarland, joined by Shelley Carney. We're your go-to small business marketing show, covering breaking marketing news that affects you, cool apps we found, and a how-to deep dive into a marketing topic with a side of motivation and inspiration. We'll also talk a little about our own entrepreneurial journeys as well. Are you ready? Let's get started. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I love that new intro. I'm Jen McFarland, joined by Shelley Carney. Welcome to Women Conquer Business. This week, we're going to talk about the power of patience and how FOMO kills your marketing. Do you have shiny object syndrome? Do you change things really quickly? We know, because we talk about it, that marketing changes every single day. And it's easy to forget the power of patience in marketing. If you're always jumping to the newest tactics, the latest, greatest software, learn why you're killing your marketing and probably hurting your business too. Hey, Shelley, what's up?
Hey. Well, I was just being patiently waiting my turn to talk. So I'm practicing patience. We're going to be practicing patience all day. What's up with me? I just want to let you guys know that if you weren't aware, I started back with Shelley Carney Livestream Coach every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. I go live, give great training, probably tell you way more than you need to know, fire hose it all out at you. But if you're wanting to get started with live streaming right away, best place to go is Shelley Carney Livestream Coach on YouTube. And I've got tons of information and I'm willing to answer any question about live streaming, podcasting, blogging, and doing it all at once. So be there.
Be there or be
square.
We'll put the link to the channel in the show notes. That's really cool. I also made a video. I'm gonna pop this up. I'm gonna add it to the stream because I can always find the best freeze frame. So here I am mid word. I followed up. I've had this idea kind of percolating. So every week we do a tweak of the week where we give like a high level about software, just like a quick thing, like here, give this a shot. And I thought, it would be cool to then follow up and have a more in-depth look at software. So I did it on Monday. I recorded on Monday, released it on Tuesday, and it's about CoSchedule Headline Analyzer Studio, 8 minutes long, so much quicker than the podcast. So if you want to learn more about headlines, why it's important to write them, how to use Headliner Studio, this is your spot. I was excited about it. I haven't done a lot of videos like that. I was telling Shelley before the show that what I have been doing, though, is watching a lot of YouTube lately. My husband is the one who typically is really big on YouTube. He watches fishing videos. He watches guitar videos. Those are like his hobbies. So he spends a lot of time researching his hobbies on YouTube. And I've never really been as into it. But I thought if I'm going to make YouTube videos, I should watch a few.
That's true.
So I've been doing it.
It's good if you can watch things that are in your genre. So you go, what are they doing that I could be doing better? Especially if they're just a little bigger than you. They're at the 10,000 mark, then they're perfect to, take you to the next level. What are they doing that's next level? Or maybe it's just that they've been around so long because they have patience.
They have patience, and that's a big part of it. So we'll see. I enjoyed making that video. It's great. I'm not saying the video is great. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but it's great to just get out there and do something different. So I'm excited to share
I like
that.
it because you're always telling really good tips for tweaks, and then I forget what they were. But these videos remind me, and they're like, oh yeah, I went and tried that out. So I think it's an awesome idea.
So my goal is to make those like 10 minutes or less. Like I just want people to get like a good hit on like what's going on out there. So that's all that I have my mom is visiting, which is super fun. I have a picture somewhere of Teddy. That's my mom's dog, like laying on my face. I had a business call yesterday and I was kind of watching him. My mom and my aunt were getting a pedicure. Aww. And I'm dog watching. I mean, who got the short end of that stick? So I get off my call and then it's a dog just loves to lick my face. And so I have this picture of this dog like covering my entire head. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so that's pretty much me. I mean, it takes a lot of time to make those videos, but I had a good time. Had a
Good,
good
good.
time.
Yeah. Well, Toby and I went to Santa Rosa on Monday, Santa Rosa, New Mexico, and we made a video about it. And there's a lot to see in Santa Rosa. You'd be surprised because it's not that big of a town, but it's right on Route 66. So they have a lot of historical stuff going on there. And
Yeah.
we went to the Blue Hole, which is an 81-foot deep swimming hole. But it's a really nice facility. They've encased it with, so it's kind of like a really nice swimming pool, like you'd see in a high dollar home.
Oh, wow.
That it's also for divers, because divers go there and it's set up for them. They've got the different stages for
Oh,
them, so they
yeah.
can dive down to 81 feet and then come up slowly. So they get trained correctly for diving in a place that's very safe.
Yeah.
It's spring
Yeah.
fed, so it's 61 degrees, the water is, and I wouldn't get in, but there were people jumping in and having a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
You betcha.
So you betcha. So breaking news. What do we got?
Breaking news.
All right.
Okay, so all the key updates for marketers from Google's 2022 SearchOn event. More ways to search, more personalized results, and more potential influence from forums are some of the key considerations for future SEO performance.
Yeah. So what I like about this, Shelley and I were talking about it before. Shelley found this article. I think it's fantastic. We've talked a little bit about how search is changing. So part of it here is that you can tell from this article that they're putting more of an emphasis on images. I think this is about Instagram. This is about TikTok. This is about how people like to search. It's very visual. It's super helpful for people who are doing e-commerce. It's really cool. The next thing is that they are implementing and integrating Google's Merchant Center a lot more. So if you have products that you are selling, they're making it even easier for you to optimize those queries so that you're getting the exact right people. I think that that is also very exciting. It's great for local. But the thing that I think is the most noteworthy here, if you remember, I think we've talked about it over 2 or 3 weeks about how search is changing. People are using Reddit to search instead of Google. So it's kind of an interesting thing. So now what Google is doing is they're saying, okay, well, we know that you're going out on Reddit. So we're going to give you Reddit, Quora, a handful of other places, and break it out in the Google search. They're trying to bring users back to Google because there's been a decline among certain age groups. They're, younger generations are tending to do searches on TikTok. They're doing searches on Reddit. So Google's trying to say, hey, come back home. We'll see whether or not it works. And they're adding discussions and forums to their search results. Do you use any of these discussions and forums very much?
I don't, because I'm looking more for things that have been tested and tried and true information, news that is factual. And I try to tend to stay away from forums, Facebook, other people's opinions. I'll look at blogs if it's something I want to know, somebody's personal experience on something, but I look at it with that grain of salt of, this is somebody's personal experience. It's not, a statistic that's formulated by testing something over time with a lot of different people. So I actually
Yeah.
don't tend to go that route. No.
Yeah, I do when I'm trying to figure something out. When I'm doing like
Mhm.
problem solving, like I think last week I talked about how I was having all kinds of problems getting my
Yeah.
Rodecaster Pro to like do all of the sound the way I wanted it to. I
Yeah.
found myself going into Reddit and getting like all the information that I could.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, unless I'm in problem solving mode, I don't tend to go there for like news. That was a really interesting for me. My brother's a nurse and he had a patient say they got all their news from TikTok and he was kind of surprised. And I was like, yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know people are doing it. I think this is interesting. We'll just have to keep watching. I think if you are a local business, you definitely have to get into things that they're more Pinterest like. They're doing a lot more visual things. So just kind of keep at it. There's another page here that Shelley found, and it's searchon.withgoogle.com. And it goes into all of the different ways that you can search, how search is changing, and the opportunities that you have to explore it. So if you're a small business owner, especially if you have a location, especially if you have inventory,
Yeah.
definitely go out
Retail.
and retail, definitely go
Yeah.
out and take a look at this. I also, before we get too far into the show, I wanted to say, if you are watching and listening and you have questions, please reach out and let us know. So during the tweak of the week, we are going to cover Canva Visual Worksuite. We would typically do this during our breaking news, but we're bumping it to tweak of the week so we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. And this suggestion came from Sally Moon Lee. She runs Sally Moon Meditation. I highly recommend visiting her if you need some help with your grounding and meditation. And she watches the show or listens on occasion and said, I would really like you to talk about Canva Visual Worksuite. So we are going to do that. I'm going to put a pin in that and just let you know we will be talking about it. And thanks, Sally, for that. And then also let you know if you have any questions or any suggestions, please send them to us and we'll cover it. Like Sally emailed me a few days ago and I was like, oh, good idea. So that's how these things happen. We don't know what to cover unless you help us and tell us. So please tell us.
That's right. We want to give you the information you need, and we don't know what that is until you tell us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So where can they write to, Jen?
Oh. Why don't you write to hello@womenconquerbiz.com, and you can email me and I will reply. That's hello@womenconquerbiz.com, and we can get you in there and we can talk about the software that you want, or if you have a question or a marketing question, please send that to us.
Very good. And if you forget, just go to the website and you'll see the little form you can fill out.
That's right. And we'll answer it there too.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. So powering up with our training. Just
how and why you're killing your marketing with FOMO, fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. And so this is in part shiny object syndrome, fear of missing out. When we talk about shiny object syndrome, what do you think of, Shelley?
I think of this guilty thing that I have inside of me that I will share with you, because I think we all have something like this going on in our lives, that we've invested in something. I invested in this coaching program that I spent a good deal of money on, because one of the things that drew me in was it was a lifetime subscription. I still belong to this coaching program that I joined in 2019. November of 2019. How many years ago? 3 years ago. How many times have I shown up? I showed up a lot in the first 6 months, and I did the work and I tried, and I was still figuring out my business and going through different iterations of what I wanted to do. And then of course the pandemic and all of my issues going on in my life, and dealing with the YouTube channel changes and all of that. And I could at any time go back into this, it's a course, it's an online course that I can go through, that they're always keeping updated. They're adding stuff. They're emailing me every week. So I'm still, aware that it's there. And then they have group coaching every Tuesday and Thursday that I could show up for, but I don't. And it's one of the reasons is I keep seeing all these, other emails that pop up. Oh, go check out this webinar, go check out this summit, go look at this free course, go look at this other shiny object. And instead of focusing on the thing that I actually spent money on, and I was, and I know is still there, I go out and I play around and I don't get down to business. And that's my guilty little confession for today.
I mean, who hasn't been there? You know what I mean? Like, I want to say, like, thank you for sharing that. And join the club. We're all in this club together. So, shiny object syndrome. I was reflecting on this topic and thinking, how much are we contributing to it? Because we cover marketing breaking news, we cover software, we cover stuff. And so I have taken a little bit of thought about that. Like, are we contributing to that among all of you who are watching or listening? And I suppose that if you went out and you just chased every single thing that we talk about, we could be adding to shiny object syndrome. So, but what we're trying to do is inform, in the hope that you have some sort of marketing plan out there and that you're like, oh, okay, maybe this tool could work at some point. That isn't interesting to me. Things like that. Like, I'm hoping that when we talk about things, we're giving you the chance to make informed decisions about what's going on.
It's like the app Sumo. Every time they send me something, I look at it and I go, is this something that I could really use or not? And most of the stuff lately has been not, unfortunately. Every once in a while, I'm like, that's something that I have been thinking about that I've wanted. Now, if it's just, some out of the blue doesn't fit with my business, I just delete it. But if it's something of interest that I think would really help with my business, and I've been thinking about, I wish I had something, blah, 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 and then I see it, I'll go check it out. I'll investigate it, and 60-day refund if it doesn't do what it seems like it should have done. But again, it's pulling you away, right? It's pulling you got to go learn something new. You got to try it out. You got to spend time and effort learning something. And then if it's not going to work for you, it was kind of like, well, is that a waste of time? Or did I learn, it's like Thomas Edison. He knows 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. So he could then narrow it down to the one way that does work. So,
I think there's a couple of things going on there when you're like, and I opened that AppSumo email and unfortunately there's nothing there. So like you're opening it, hoping that there's something there. I'll be honest. I am not opening them right now. I'm like, I've decided I don't need anything. I don't need the distraction because I can go down that rabbit hole. And because I love software, it's easy for me to go down that rabbit hole because there's always something new. Always. Like there's thousands and thousands of marketing.
And they make it sound so good.
And it's made by marketers. So they make it all sound so good.
Yeah.
So so what I tell people when I teach digital marketing to business owners is when it's 2:00 in the morning and you're having that dark night of the soul and you're on Facebook or LinkedIn and that ad comes up and you're thinking, oh, that's going to solve all of my problems. Go watch a cat video instead. Because you are way better off watching cat videos than thinking that one thing is going to solve everything. And it's really hard to face that. We all, we talked a couple weeks ago about business burnout. Everybody wants a shortcut. I want a shortcut. You want a shortcut. Everybody wants a shortcut. There is not one thing out there that is going to make you $1 million and fix everything in your business. Here we go. Jen McFarland, dasher of dreams, once again.
That's something that Joe Polizzi says on Content Inc. He says he and his son have this conversation, and they both talk about what's the one sure way to make $1 million. And he said it's to have enough time to make $1 million. It's enough time to save and put away and save up that $1 million. So if you're 20 and you start putting away for your retirement, then you can get there because you have the time. But yeah, everybody who's in this and who has been successful at content marketing and growing a business will tell you, you got to stick with it in the hard times. You got to get through those hard times by staying with it, staying strong and not giving up.
Yeah. And I was sharing with you before the show how I'm not a huge Gary Vaynerchuk person. I used to pay attention to him a lot more, but I'm not really into that hustle culture. I don't need to buy in anymore. I already work too much. I don't need to buy into like I have to work even more. And he he said something that really stuck with me. And this is the ultimate in like don't do the shiny objects, which is we all need to have enough self-awareness to know that people like us and we need to just do us. And that what he sees a lot is that people are afraid and they don't have the confidence to go out there and do themselves. Like do you, be you, and do that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to say the same thing over and over and over again. And that's the key to it, is and so one of the other things I was talking about before the show is how I was at a speaking event at a conference, and I had somebody sitting next to me who was the expert in a particular social media platform, Clubhouse, and was speaking to that. And now it's not even been a year, I don't think, and they're um now talking about crypto. And I'm like, "What? Like you were an
Latest
expert."
fad.
Yeah, I mean, you were an expert on voice social media. That hasn't gone away. Maybe Clubhouse isn't as popular, but now it's everywhere, like Twitter Spaces, LinkedIn,
Mhm.
now YouTube is rolling out YouTube for podcasts and Twitter for podcasts. Like you still have that opportunity to still be that person, but it takes guts to say, I mean, it takes guts. It's taken me 5 years to finally say, "You know what? I love software. I'm gonna make videos about software." I've had this idea and I
Wow.
haven't done it, because I'm kinda like, "Well, I'm not a dude. I'm not this, I'm not that." And then I'm like, I'm gonna make videos about software." Like, I love software, so I'm just gonna talk about it. And I think that when we buy into programs and then we go do all the other stuff, and I've done that myself, or when we chase the shortcuts, we actually are cutting ourselves short. So it in the one way, the shiny object syndrome and the FOMO, it kind of shows up in a couple different ways, I think, with small business owners. On the one hand, it's the constant like software. I'm going to buy more software. I'm going to try this tactic. I'm going to chase this tactic. The other part is when you decide you're going to do something and you don't get the response that you think that you're going to get. Like you launch your course and you get one person, or you launch,
If that.
if that, or
Yeah.
you launch your program or you offer a new service and you don't get the response that you believe that you deserve. Now, you probably deserved a better response. I'm not going to say that you don't. But in terms of your marketing, you have to realize the number of touches is so high. Like you have to
Mm.
reach out to people. You have to touch them like 10, 15 times, maybe more. I think that for, in
She means
certain,
you have to have touch points where
you
you're
have to have
coming into
touch points.
contact with people. You don't have to actually touch them.
Yeah, that's what I mean, touch points. So so I mean, but what I'm saying is that like, so people give up. They give up on that program. They give up on their marketing. They give up on how they talk about things, what they talk about. And they often give up right before people are going to start to respond. Like I've had that happen to myself. Like, "Oh, I thought you were doing this," and I was like, "Well, nobody cared." Like, so, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, I care," and so you have to like stick with it, and so you have to be willing to, and luckily for me, like I've always talked about marketing. I've always talked about software. Like it's just I talk about it in different ways. So I have this thread that runs through everything. It's a lot different if you're like going from, you know, Clubhouse to crypto, or, like, LinkedIn to NFTs to crypto to, whatever. Like there are people who do that. They just go from niche to niche to niche, and they're not giving themselves time to A, become an expert in that niche, or B, people are getting whiplash and they don't know what it is that you do.
Mhm.
So even if you're not jumping niches, you could be, I'm going to offer this class, I'm going to offer this class, I'm going to offer this class. People don't get it. Everybody is busy. They don't have time to understand. Give your offers time to develop. Give your projects and your processes and how you talk about things and what you do time. Like, bear in mind that if you change something on your website, Google isn't fully adopting it, possibly for 3 to 6 months. So you could change something and then you change it like 600 times and then you're like, that doesn't work. And Google hasn't even caught up with it yet.
Mm.
And that happens a lot.
Mhm.
But also when you offer a lot of different things and then you're just like, well, none of that worked. It could be that you're confusing people. I really want to encourage people to, you have to stick with the process. You can't change your marketing, give it a couple weeks, say it doesn't work, and then go on to the next thing. And I see it a lot. I see it a lot that people, because we live in this society of instant gratification. We can go out on Amazon or Apple or anything and we can buy something and have it show up immediately. We can search for answers on the internet. Like there are times when I think about before the internet, before we had, not really before the internet. We had the internet, but it was not what it is now. And like trying to remember something, you'd sit around with your friends and you'd be like, who was it? What are the words to that song? How does that thing work? And you had to like, so you were kind of more creative because you had to like make stuff up. You're like, well, I don't know the lyrics, so let's just make some lyrics up. And it's kind of more fun, right? Now we can reach for our phone and like get the answer immediately for anything. So then as business owners, we expect people to just respond immediately. And it doesn't help when, especially in my industry of marketing, everybody's telling you that there's a magic pill. There's one simple tip to grow your business to 10K every month. Like there are so many people who are offering the magic beans to grow the beanstalk, and it's not true. It's not true. It's been researched over and over and over again. 10,000 hours before
Mhm.
you become an expert. We're
Sure.
talking
Yeah.
about what? That's Malcolm Gladwell, right? That said like 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
Bruce Lee said, "I don't fear the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times."
right. And we just don't live in a place that rewards that openly. We do though. See, we think that everybody does it really quick because what we see is the success.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing what happened to lead up to that success. And I think that when you're in it and you're just working it, and then you go to talk about it, like you don't remember all of that. You
Or
can't.
you just say, "Well, everybody knows that," or "Everybody goes through that. They don't need to hear it from me." You just jump from success to success,
Right.
and you don't talk about the low times in between. Yeah.
Exactly. So my point is that, well, one, you can't trust the magic beans because there's no magic beans.
There's 3 magic beans, and they're these words: "Don't give up."
Those are the magic beans.
Those are the magic
Absolutely.
beans.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Have patience. Give your launches and your programs time to develop. Do it several times before you give it up. What you want to make and what you are offering to people is good. It's important, but maybe you're not saying it the right way, or maybe people didn't hear you, or maybe you are only giving yourself 2 weeks to get the word out and it takes longer than that.
Yeah.
Don't give
And the
up.
more you do it, the more refined your message becomes. You get
Yeah.
to the the base of it. You get to the essence of what it is that you're trying to get across. A year ago, I couldn't have told you that my main message to people is be consistent, and here's
Yeah.
how. I have a way for you to be consistent, and consistency will always pay off. Those are the things
Yeah.
that I had to get to by continuing to spout a message every week, every week, every week, until I was like, oh, here's what I'm saying. This is what makes sense to me. And I've distilled my message now.
And it's what makes sense to other people because see, over time you start to see, oh, people are responding to that. They understand when I say this, this is what it means. And I think that we forget that we have to repeat that message. We have to talk about it. We have to go in and do it. And a lot of times what we do is we're like, well, that's not working. Now I'm going to get like 6 new pieces of software and I'm going to do this latest tactic. I'm going to get a new coach. I'm going to do all of the new things.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And when you're a small business, you don't have time to pivot like that. You don't have the resources, you don't have the capacity. And so it means you need to do a little bit more groundwork. You need to uncover what it is about how you talk about what you do that really makes sense, that really resonates with people. And I think that it also means you have to be willing to make adjustments. There's a difference. There's a difference between making adjustments and just like throwing the baby out with the bathwater and
Yeah.
clean
It's like
slating
jumping from lily
everything,
pad to lily pad in one pond, or just leaving the pond altogether and
leaving the
going to a
pond
swimming pool.
altogether. And so that's really the key is and I found that I was doing that myself. Like I would like make some big shifts because I like software. There's no joke. Like that's, I like to buy it, I like to test it. It's what I used to do for a living. So I found that I was doing that. So now I'm like, well, I'm gonna lean into that. I'm just gonna talk about it because like why not? But at the same time, when it comes to what I integrate into my own business now, I'm full up. I have my system. I know how I want to do it, what I'm doing. Now it's just a matter of executing. And that's really what it's about is before you go on to the next thing, have you fully executed? Have you given it time? Did you plan it out and know exactly what it is that you needed to do? And then did you do everything? It's like that course you bought.
Hmm.
Did you validate that that person is a good teacher? Do they know what they're talking about? then, did you follow all of the instructions? You kind of have to go through all of that process before you can decide that it's done, that it's not going to work, or I'm going to go to the next thing. And that's really, really hard to do because we live in a world that really rewards instant gratification, instant success. It rewards shiny object syndrome. And there are too many marketers out there that are telling you that you need to do the new thing.
Yes. And you need to know what's right for you and your business. If everybody's saying go on TikTok, you got to be on TikTok, but nobody none of your clients ever looks at TikTok, then that's not the right place for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is, everybody wants a shortcut. So, and sometimes the shortcut is right, but you have to be willing to do the groundwork and be curious about why that person is saying it to you. And be curious about whether or not it's a good solution for you. And that's really what it's about, is that curiosity. And I think that so many business owners they don't have the confidence to think that they understand marketing enough to make these informed decisions. And I'm here to tell you that you do. You absolutely do. All of the information is in front of you. You have customers, you can talk to them. You have a feeling about what it is that you like to do and you don't like to do. You know how much money you have and whether or not you're going to hire somebody to do the things that you don't like to do. You have all of the information out there. It's a matter of like going out there, being brave, and then talking about things again and again and again until you're tired of it. Like if you think about the Beatles, right? They went and they played in I think it was called the Cavern, and it was like this underground bar. And they played and they played and they played until their fingers bled. And Brian Epstein found him and said, I think that there's another way. But by then they had played all of those songs hundreds and thousands of times because they were playing all day long sometimes. They were practiced. So they were able to go out and transition into something else. And so when we talk about what we do over and over and over again, that's really what we are doing. We are practicing what we're talking about. We're refining the message. We're engaging people. And we have to do that in order for our marketing to take hold and for us to really know what it's going to take to make things move forward. I guess that leading up to this episode, I was noticing like there are some commercials that I have seen hundreds of times. like if I see one more Liberty Mutual commercial,
Liberty, 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 liberty.
but it's like this tremendous like brand awareness, right? Like I know exactly who they are, I know exactly what they do. I want the emu to go away. Like I have all of the things set, right? But how many times have I seen it? And like it's always yellow and black. It's, like even when they have different people in different situations, I know exactly what I'm seeing.
Mhm.
They have not given up on what it is that they are talking about. They have not given up on what it is that they do. I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly who it is. I know exactly what to expect. That's good marketing. And they've been doing it now for, I don't even know. I can't remember when I saw my first Liberty Mutual commercial. It's like the Shane Company here. Like it's a jewelry store. I think everybody in town can recite the exact location of the Shane Company if you've turned on a radio in the last 20 years.
Mm.
So it's like, when we as small business owners feel like nobody's watching, nobody's listening, they are, but we have to do it again and again and again. And we forget that when you're small, you have to do it even more, especially if you're relying primarily on organic. I mean, what is it like? Only 2% of people are seeing your Instagram posts, something even less if you're on Facebook. So if you're really relying on organic traffic to get people to your offers, to get people to what it is that you do, you're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to spend more time. You can't just jump to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing because that's not going to work. And all of the marketers out there that tell you that this is easy, that you need to just do this one new thing, they are lying to you. They are trying to take your money. That's what they want. There's a reason why Gallup did a poll in 2019 and found that used car salesmen and marketers are tied for trust level. And it's because of this. I remember when I started my business, it's like, well, I don't want to be like a used car salesman. Well, guess what? I guess I am, and it's funny because I think that my aha moment came after years and years and years of being this person who's just I've been over in the corner, like, don't do this, stick with what you're doing, and then they brought me on this documentary and they were like, you're the voice of reason. And I was like, that's what I am. And it was like somebody finally saw me for what I am. And I was like, okay, that's my role. That's my job. I'm like the not bro marketer. I'm the voice of reason. I'm the person that has worked in big organizations, that has the stomach to stick it out, and that's what we have to be as business owners. We have to be willing to stand our ground and say, this is what I stand for. This is what I'm going to do. Follow me, chicken. I have the corn.
I was like, what?
That's my grandpa used to say. Follow me, chicken. I have the corn.
Write that quote down. I'm going to put it in the comments right now. Follow me, chicken.
But that's what we're all doing. We're trying to get our customers to go with us, but it takes time and it's easy to give up. So don't give up.
The magic beans are don't give up, and Jen has the corn if you're looking for it.
Follow me, chicken. I have the corn. Okay. What else do you have for training? Anything?
Hey, and like I said, I like to preach consistency, content creation, consistent content creation, and then you can add on to that. But that's your foundation, right? Your foundation is to be consistent to put out content every week to get to the essence of your message and share that with the world. And if you need a little help getting started with that, you can grab my content consistency framework and schedule infographics, print them out, put them up on the wall, study them, and do them every week. They just walk you through the steps, and that will help you to stay consistent. I can't tell you what your message is. I can't tell you what's the best platform for you to use, but I can tell you what I do and how to be consistent with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you want to check up
Framework.
on your marketing, you can get the free marketing assessment. It's a great way to kind of check and see if you're touching all of the bases that are really going to help you before you jump ship and go on to the next thing. So speaking of jumping ship and going on to the next thing.
Are we ready to do that?
Are you ready to talk about Canva?
Wait. Where is it? Oh. Yes.
All right. So today's tweak of the week, care of Sally Moon Lee, is Canva. So Canva unveiled as they say here, a visual worksuite. It offers so many different tools. It's pretty crazy. We're talking about docs. We're talking about whiteboards, presentations, social media, video, print, and websites. Now, a lot of these tools have been available for a while. You know, if you've watched any of the Women Conquer Business shows, you'll know that a lot of the presentations are links to Canva. We're presenting out of there. We're embedding them on the website. It's available for people to look at, but then you can't edit, right? So some of these things have been around for a while. I like the presentations because, I don't know, it's easy. So what I see here that Canva is doing is I think they're making a play on a few different things. So they're trying to make collaborative documents here. And this is a really great tool. They are making a play for tools like Figma that are like collaborative. So they have the whiteboard functionality. They are working in docs. One of the reasons I use it for presentations is it's a great alternative to, say, Microsoft Office. And it does way more than even, Google Docs and Google Sheets. So you can make things a lot better. Now they're trying to be collaborative. My frustration with Canva is it hasn't traditionally been very collaborative. If you have a team, it's been really hard. They're still making it impossible for you to merge accounts. I got really excited when I saw Canva for Teams. But if you have like multiple accounts, you can't bring those accounts together. Shelley and I share docs, and it's a challenge. Like I'll share it with her and then she edits it, but then I can't see that she's edited it. Some of that stuff just hasn't gone away. But they are doing some really, really cool things. So this enjoy cinematic presentations with Canva. I think that this is I think they're going after Prezi with this. If you know Prezi, those are kind of the more interactive, engaging like presentations. That's what Canva's trying to do here. They're integrating things like video into their presentations. They've made it much easier for people to go in, change things like here, like change the color scheme. These are things that like, if you make decks and you nobody likes PowerPoint. Nobody really likes Google Sheets, but they're trying to make it a little easier for you to work with. And I think they've done a fairly good job. Canva video, I think this one is still very difficult to use. I think if we have used it on this show and they do something funky with the audio, and it compresses it so hard that like it doesn't sound very good. And it doesn't look to me like they have added any functionality to the video except for, well, this is cool. They'll take out the background, which that's kind of awesome if you want to do that. But when it comes to like syncing up things like audio with your presentations and stuff, it's still just really hard to do. So my hope for this one is that they're going to make this a little bit better. But it is cool. You can add music, you can add voiceover to some of your presentations. And then because you can embed them or you can post them as a website now, like you can make these interactive tools for your presentations, and it's pretty neat. But working with audio and video in Canva. I think it's still a little bit clunky. So that's a little bit crazy. This one is intriguing to me. This is, I think they're going, like I said, kind of after Figma, after some of the other like brainstorming boards that you've seen out there. Um, not really Trello. I've seen these kind of all over the place, because they want you to like have collaborative teams in Canva. Now they're doing these whiteboards where you can go and like share ideas. Um, you know, I guess it's okay. I don't really see this as, I mean, if your whole team is on Canva and you need to do something, like it might work. They kind of have a whiteboard functionality in Zoom where you can like get people to vote and do all kinds of things. In some ways, that's more useful than this. But again, they're just unveiling like all the bells and whistles. So it is kind of cool. I don't really see a big use for it necessarily for business owners. The visual docs, I love this and hate this because it's great if you and your organization are fully and completely immersed in Canva and this is what you're going to do. But Canva, and we're going to get to this when we get to the website, because they have like a Canva website. They just don't have integrations. Like Canva is like, unless it's that you want to like post a photo somewhere else, it doesn't really work with any other programs. So I love what they're doing with, like bringing in documents. Your teams can like comment on it. You can make some really intriguing documents. These are great presentations. You can then take that presentation and either make it a presentation, or you can make it into a video, or you can do kind of all these different things with it, right? But unlike Google Docs, which is way more widely used, unlike Microsoft Office, which is more widely used, it's like you're getting part, but not all of it. Like you're getting like really pretty. It doesn't handle layers as well as things like InDesign or Adobe products. You're getting some of the collaborative nature that you get in some of these other programs. But then you're kind of like, I mean, I can integrate a Google Doc with like a chicken if I wanted to, if we're going to keep going with the chicken metaphor. I mean, it works with everything, like I could like make a video and then, add it to like a Google Sheet or a Google Doc, the title and the description, and then it can be part of an automated workflow. I cannot do this with Canva. I can make something really pretty, but what am I going to do with it? That's kind of the question that I have with this. But I can integrate Google
Keeping track of the quotes.
But I'm just saying, like you're kind of siloed off here in Canva. And that's kind of too bad. So I'm hoping that with all of this functionality, you can do more. Like, wouldn't it be nice if you could bring in videos from somewhere else, or if you can publish out, like that's kind of a one-way integration out. You can publish pictures to MailChimp. You can publish pictures to Constant Contact. But if you say make a website in Canva, you can't integrate it with that. Meaning you can't make, and there's some beautiful website templates in here, but you cannot then make a website template with an email marketing form and have people put in their name and email address and have that go into your MailChimp. Not possible. So in terms of a website template, some of these are really great. I mean, you could do it, like something like this, you could make like more clicks. This could replace something like if you're paying for like Linktree or something like that, I guess you could use this. You'd want to make sure that it was mobile friendly. You're not going to get really, I don't think, a lot of SEO value out of it. But if you wanted to add a place for links, this is relatively easy. If you like Canva and you understand it, it can work for you in some ways. Just understand that it's really limited. You can add a custom domain to some of these Canva websites that you're making, but it's not as advanced. It's kind of like you can build a website using MailChimp, but it's not as advanced. You're not going to get as much traction or traffic out of it as if you were using WordPress or Squarespace or Ghost. There are just a lot of other website builders out there where you could get more out of it. Let's see. What else? Yeah, so this is looking at the integrations. And so I would say that right now, when we're talking about the Worksuite and like what's easiest, quick wins, I mean, I would say definitely presentations are great. Social media it's been pretty rock solid. Although I do get frustrated with Canva sometimes when I go to make like a banner. Like I replaced my YouTube banner this week and the sizing's not right. And it doesn't give me guides. So then I had to do it like 100 times so that I could get the right size. So when it comes to things like social media graphics, things like that, sometimes you have to play with it to make sure it's the right size. But you can post to social media from Canva, which is nice. And I don't know a lot of people who take advantage of that. If you're already using Canva and it's like just, and you're paying for it, like if it's easy and you're just going to do everything in Canva, like maybe that's the way to go. Maybe you could post from there and that would work. It looks to me like the whiteboards needs to be further developed. The videos, if you're doing something really basic, can be really great. Just know that it's a little clunky to work with. Print products, I have ordered business cards from Canva for over a year. They knock it out of the park. This is great. If you have a logo and you want to stick it on something, Canva does a great job.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, how fun. Thanks, Amanda. That was lovely. I love follow me chicken. I have the corn and don't give up. That is something my grandpa used to say. So it's yeah, follow me chicken. I have the corn. So I think that we've covered this. I will tell you that I want to thank Sally Moonley for this suggestion again. I do think that this warrants doing some additional videos that really breaks down some of the finer details on this. But at a high level, I would say do it, try it, see what works for you. Just understand that things like the websites and the whiteboards, they really seem kind of limited at this point.
Okay.
But you're like me, like we're like power Canva users. I mean, I love Canva.
Yeah, I love Canva, but yeah, it does have some weird things. Like, for instance, Toby and I are on the same team. And sometimes he'll make something in his account and he doesn't put it into the folder that we both share, so I can't see it. So I end up signing out of my account, signing into his account, because if we share accounts, we're business partners,
Yeah.
we share everything. And so they make it a little bit too many steps, right? It should, if you make it if you're on this team, then everybody on your team should be able to access it, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's really clunky. They finally made it so that if you hit like Control Z, it didn't like cause the whole program to blow up. So now you can like undo things, and so I think they're slowly like realizing that if they want to really conquer the whole world, that there are certain things they have to do and they have to make it work like other programs. I wonder if, because I'm familiar with program development, I kind of wonder with Canva if they're going to have to like burn it to the ground in order to make it completely collaborative. And that's what I think is happening. I think they're trying to make these inroads, but sometimes when you build a tool and when you build a tool like Canva, it wasn't built to be collaborative because they just didn't have it in there, And so like the fact that you can't merge accounts, the fact that like people can't really work together, I think they're working to make it better. But these tools aren't always built to do the things that they evolve into. So what I thought was possibly the most interesting about the press release announcing this new Worksuite was that they said that this was their vision all along. And I was kind of like, are you sure? I don't know that this was your vision all along.
Right?
Because if it was, then you would have built some of this stuff in and it would be less clunky to roll some of it out. Now, I think they'll be able to do it. I think it's very well funded. They've got so many users.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they will be able to do it, but I do think that with some of this stuff, it might be a little bumpy along the way.
Yeah. True, true.
True, true.
Are you ready for some inspiration?
I am.
I've got some quotes for you. The first two quotes are from Seneca. Nothing can satisfy greed, but even a small measure satisfies nature. And the other one is, no person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. So love the one you're with. It's not about having everything you want. It's about wanting everything you have. And there's an old Chinese proverb that says, one moment of patience may ward off great disaster. One moment of impatience may ruin a whole life. And so I think those are very supportive of the things that we've talked about today. Have patience. Don't run off and follow all the corn. Just look for Jen. And don't feel like you have to have everything all at once. Enjoy and fully utilize the things that you already have. I need to take that advice more than anybody. So I wanted to share that with you today.
I think that's so true. And it's not, you have to realize that you have corn. Like, that's the thing. We all have corn. We are all the chicken, and we all have corn for all of our people. Like, those are our products. You know, follow me, chicken. I have the corn. Like, it's like you have the product for the people who follow you. And what happens is we give up too soon. We decide to do something different before people even have a chance to get to the corn. Make sure they have time.
That's right. Be patient with the chickens. And don't throw all your corn away.
That's right. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you for joining the Women Conquer Business podcast, hosted by Shelley, Carney, and Jen McFarland. Please subscribe and leave a comment or question regarding your most challenging content creation or business problem. Then share this podcast with family and friends so they can find the support they need to expand their brand and share their message with the world. Check the show notes for links to valuable resources and come back again next week.